So, welcome, Tuba.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you for having me.
No problem at all. So, this is Being, right? So, this is a series that's basically based on the idea that what you do is basically a part of who you are.
Okay.
So, like, for you as a Christian creative, as a director, as a videographer, as a fashion enthusiast, all of these things, what is it called? Aesthetic something? I forgot the word, but
An aesthete.
yes, thank you. I said actually. So as all of that, right? You literally have you have a very interesting way that you express yourself, very unique way that you express yourself. So I just wanted to get into that and to just look at that a bit more.
Okay. All right.
So
Let's jump into it.
right. So the first question, right, was one thing that I noticed that when I was looking through your IG and everything was how much you pay attention to detail, like how much you
Oh wow! I'm learning things about myself here.
honestly, it's very observable to see the way that you're very particular about how you do things in terms of your color scheme, the way you pose, the way you interact with people, how you show people as well. It's very, very interesting. So I wanted to ask, where does that come from for you?
Oh wow! Okay. Thank you for thinking of that. I've been working towards that. Okay. So I'd say where it comes from. My family.
Oh, okay.
I guess it runs in the blood.
I
My
see.
mom is a wonderful creative. She's just been such a huge inspiration for me. I guess we're in different things. Like she's more into interior design.
I see.
Event planning, just designing. What else can I say? What else? What does she do? Anyway.
Even her personality, you can see, she's really amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say she's a very interesting person, and she served as a huge inspiration for me and my sister. She's shown us how to do things and how, most importantly, how to serve the Lord and be women of God, and how to carry yourself in a way that's pleasing and glorifying to God.
I see.
So if you're asking me where it comes from, it's her.
And she nurtured that as well.
She nurtured that in me. She nurtured that in me. I mean, earlier before this, we were talking about how people are inherently selfish, and it's your environment that nurtures that part of you, or dies it down. So I feel for her, she's really dimmed it. I'd say
that's selfish.
Yeah, I'd say if I'm being
Mm.
honest, I'm a very selfish person, but
See.
she's shown me how to dim it and just serve other people and
see.
serve people in a way that's authentic and intrinsic to my character, because she does the same. She does it in a way that's authentic or intrinsic to her character. So the way she serves people is through her gifts. She does designing, interior design and stuff like that. So anyone can reach out to her and she'll do it free of charge, just to serve them, to help them. So yeah, I'll
That
say
is very beautiful.
it's from her.
That's very beautiful, and that also leads to the other point where when I was looking through your IG, one thing about it is that it doesn't feel like it's just yours. How you've designed is through your outfit checks and all of that, through you display your friends, your family.
Yeah.
It's just doesn't feel like it's just your page. So where does that come from as well? Why do you feel the need to highlight so many of those people as well?
Okay, cool. I actually really love this question. So when I started out, I think it was 2021. I was one of those people that you just followed the crowd. I think I started with fashion. That's the first point of getting into the creative spaces. So I was just before this, I was just one of those people that followed the crowd, wore skinny jeans, wore kappa pants, and I just wanted to fit in until COVID happened, and we just went our separate ways, and I wasn't in a space that had to keep up with the next person or feel peer pressure.
I see.
And I guess that was actually a blessing in disguise, COVID, for me. Well, in this aspect.
Oh, yeah, yes,
In
it is.
this aspect.
Yeah.
Because I could really look into myself and find who I am. And that's when the fashion part of me started, coming out.
Yeah.
And though I knew that if I wanted to grow my account and like how people see what I do, I'd have to be in front of the camera, right? I'd have to like showcase my outfits, and I think I look comedically funny
No,
in front of the camera. I look terrible.
You look amazing, honestly. What?
But thank you. But like I feel awkward. I feel like, okay, I'm in front of the camera, even right now.
No, I don't think.
So just the outfit videos that you see was just me saying, okay, I understand that I have to post stuff, but I don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. So let me look at other people who I think are wow, and let me put them in front of the camera.
Okay, I see.
And so I guess it's just grown from there. It's like making a community of creatives, like fostering a community or like a culture in that, like, it's like everything that you like about our culture, creative culture, in one space. That's what I wanted to create.
That is beautiful. That is so wonderfully said as well. And I think another thing is how the way that you capture people at their most confident. I don't know if that's something that you do, but like when people like showcasing how they're dressing, when you're capturing people like in conversation, you just feel they're so much like they're so free. And I think that's also really cool. So I think that is also something that like I really appreciate from your page as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think like the inspo, it's actually like, you know how people look so confident and calm? It's actually curated. I asked them, oh, please do this.
You do?
Please do
this. Wow. Okay.
Well, I actually tell them to act natural, but you know when someone asks you, please act natural.
You
then
do,
like,
so
okay. So for them to feel more comfortable, I asked them, okay, please just have a conversation with the person that you're with, or like walk and listen to music, or my favorite ones are the ones that get of people dancing.
I see.
Those are my favorite. It's like just continue dancing and
and you do amazing. Like it literally just captures them in their best light in that sense. In their most natural. So I think that's very cool.
Thank you so much.
That's really, really cool. And I also wanted to ask, like, are you because you're around so many people a lot, so right? How do you deal with different personalities, different characters? How have you found a way to kind of like I guess be a people person? Because you're a people person naturally.
No, I'm actually really shy and timid and like an introvert.
Really? Oh, okay.
Talking to people gives me a lot of anxiety.
Wow, I wouldn't tell.
Like a whole lot of anxiety. But I guess I think, like I said, my family really does help me. Who's helped me a lot in that sense, I'll say, is my brother. When I first started my outfit videos, he was with me. He was hand-holding me, and he is the extroverted personality. Like, he's a whole MC, goes up on stage and talks to a bunch of people, and then he still has the audacity to say that, no, he's an introverted person, that like, he's just pretending. And I'm like, you can't...
putting on the character stuff.
You can't pretend and then go talk to like 1,000 people on stage. You'd have to have it in you.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, he's taught me how to, even if I can't do it, I just need to fake it. Like, just like push through and, well, I don't know if I should say this, but like I was still in the world in that time. So like, I get a bit high before I talk to people, and I'm like, okay, I can do this now. Go up to someone and say, oh, hey, my name is whatever. I really like your outfits. I have a blog on Instagram. Would you like to be a part of the blog? And then typically they'd be like, oh, that's so nice. And I see some of your stuff and then I show them. But I guess it just depends where you are, because if you're on the street, then like someone would think that's kind of odd. Like, okay, can I see some of your stuff? But if you're at an event, they're like expecting that. So it's like easier to talk to people there.
But that's so real though. That's so real. The fact that you actually get had to do that, that's so real.
I had to.
That is real.
At the start, I had to. I was like,
that is real.
No way. People like scare me.
No, I understand. I truly get that a lot. And I think that also like gives us a perfect like pivot, right, to kind of like your recent projects, like with She Who Wrestles with God and also cosmic.media, right? Like how did you move from that space to now using God as more of an inspiration in your work, basically?
Oh, okay, that's a really good question. Okay, so I became a Christian in like, I think it was 2018.
Okay.
And at that point, my family, we were just going through the mostest. But God, as being God, He showed Himself as faithful, and He really was with us through our difficult times. And then at that point, from 2018 until like actually 2023, last year, I was a Christian, yes, I'd say. I was strong in my Christianity. I was learning. I think I was reading the Bible. I was listening to the music.
Yeah.
I could say that I'm a Christian, but I was lukewarm, I guess. Like,
okay.
I was 1 foot in the world, 1 foot in Christianity. And so, yes, I was in the creative spaces and doing my thing, but I was doing it in like with the mindset of being in the world, of
I
like
see.
Just trying to showcase myself.
I see.
And I just made it about myself and think, okay, I need to appear to people as this creative person who does this, who's like really in like a whole community. And you know, I think I was successful in creating that persona, but it's really just a persona. You said earlier that I'm always around people. That's not true. I'm actually always at home. So I was just trying to create a what's
Like a image of
an
you
image,
as,
yeah, that's not necessarily true. And then I found God, like really found God, like, you know, just took everything else aside and really put my faith in Him. And from there on, I've been letting Him inform my personality, Him inform my identity.
Yeah.
And so I guess my work since then has been better in that I'm no longer trying to put a persona that is intrinsic or like trying to showcase me. I'm trying to showcase God, and you know, God can be anything.
That is beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I love that you said that, because especially with cosmic media, like I love that space a lot, because you are creating a space for people to come and showcase their different experiences.
Exactly.
And it all points to God and like the uniqueness in how people look. I really love that space. And also you say documenting the culture and bearing witness. That is so cool. Did you come up with that yourself?
Wow, thank you.
That is cold.
Thank
That
you.
is cold.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, it's cold. Like, do you mind like explaining what? Because I feel it fits into what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I told you before I really found God, I was making it about myself. Even though I had other people on my page, it was like, oh, I want to be seen as I am really good at showcasing other people, you know. And then I found God, and I realized that it's actually not about me. It's not about me at all. Like, I think, what's that scripture that says,
What is it about?
It's about God knowing the amount of hairs on your head.
Oh, like not worrying. It's about not worrying.
No, it's not about that. It's like, I think it's Psalm 139.
Oh,
I think
Psalms.
it's
Oh.
there. Anyway, it's like the concept just speaks to how God is just so mighty. Who are we that He like would know the amount of hairs on our head? Like, you're just a drop, not even like a droplet. Like, you are a speck in time. And you know, if you look at it widely, you'd see that, you know, your experience is just quite insignificant. But God hasn't made it like that. He's made it that you are important, and that like you are made for such a time as this, and that, you know, He loves you so much that you know, He knows the amount, this is what the psalm says. It says, if I were to count the amount of thoughts that you have about me, they would be like grains of sand on the earth.
Wow, and that's David speaking to God.
That's David speaking to God.
Oh, wow,
so
that is beautiful.
It's just amazing to me how like your experiences, your life is just so insignificant in the grander scheme of things. But God hasn't made it that way. He has like poured Himself into you, and He's made you like, He's shown you that you are the most important thing to Him. So going back to your question, documenting the culture, bearing witness. So it's actually from this photojournalist. quotes that I saw, and it said like the work of a photojournalist is to bear witness. And I was like, wow, that is the work of a photojournalist, just to like
Yes.
observe
Yeah.
and show what you saw. And that's what I want my work to do as well, just to see like what God has created for this time,
Yeah.
and like show people this is what's happening. Because I also love like watching music videos from the 90s, talk shows from the 90s, and I'm like, okay, I see how times have changed and how people's mindsets have changed and how the culture has changed somewhat, and I want to
Showcase
the
that.
next people like what was happening
Yeah, that is
in our
beautiful.
time.
That is very, very beautiful. And I think it's so important because when you say that, we actually need people like you because we don't honestly, we need people to kind of like, we all live in a bubble, unfortunately. If we didn't have, I'll just take for me example, if I didn't follow you, I probably wouldn't like see different people. I wouldn't see different experiences. So like we need people like you to kind of showcase that because we all live in a bubble at some point. So you're doing amazing work.
Thank
honestly.
you so much.
Like really amazing work.
Thank you.
So then you also kind of spoke to the next question, which was like, what do you see as like your vision for things like cosmic media?
Oh,
Yeah.
you just
You
like you're just coming with the good questions. Wow.
No, it just have to be just like
This is like stuff that I should write in my journal. So, with Cosmic, okay, Cosmic is something that I thought of years ago. I think it was 2021 now. But it's grown since the concept came to me. Obviously, with like a few alterations with like in regard to my walk with God now and everything, and like who I am. Back then, I was just doing fashion. Now I'm into videography and photography. So the goal of Cosmic ultimately is to create a network of creatives, businesses, just so that like it's like a middleman.
Okay.
Whatever you're looking for in the creative space, just know that you can find it on Cosmic.
I see.
So if you're looking for a photographer,
Yeah.
you go on to Cosmic, and it's not like we advertise, like it's not like they are our agents or like they have a partnership with us. Literally, I would go out and reach out to some photographers and to cover their stories and see, okay, how did you get into photography? What does photography mean to you? And like so that you can understand where this person is coming from, not just the craft, but what their story is. So if you're looking for a photographer, just know that you can find them on Cosmic. So it's like a community.
Yes, a community. I like that. It's actually really cool. So it's like I can come to you for my creative needs, basically.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that is very
Exactly.
That is beautiful. Then can you also now go to like, as a Christian creative, how do you deal with ego?
Oh.
Because speaking about how you're like in this space where you are going to be linking a lot of people, you're going to be helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's easy to become prideful in that case.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you deal with that?
That's a good question again. So I think I mentioned earlier that like before I took my walk with God seriously, I had a lot of pride. I was very selfish, and I thought like, okay, I'm trying to build a persona so that people can look and be impressed, right? So now I guess it's like what I said, just knowing that my walk is quite insignificant, and anything that I can do is a privilege, right?
Ooh, okay.
It's more of a privilege to serve God, that I'm actually here talking to you in this moment, talking about God. It's like a gift. Life is a gift. So if you think that, like, how can I say it? If you come from a place where everything that you have is like freely given to you, that you're not entitled to it, but it was given to you out of love, then you don't have the perspective or like an egotistical thinking. And you're like, okay, thank you so much for giving this to me.
Because you wouldn't have earned it.
You
can't earn it.
Yeah,
like
you have to understand that there's nothing that you can do to earn it. Me trying to build up my persona, I didn't earn that stuff. That was like given to me, you know. So yes, I would become prideful and egotistical because I'm like working towards it. But now here, it's just the grace of God just giving me stuff. Like, for example, this podcast, like, I've been trying to do this stuff for a long time, and my works have failed and failed because I haven't gotten anywhere. But with God, he just gives it to you. You just approach me, and I was like, oh, wow.
I did not even know that.
He just
That's
gives it to you.
interesting,
So
yeah.
it's hard to be prideful when everything that I have is a gift. It's like, I'm not
Wow.
entitled to it.
I like that. That's very good. Everything has a gift. I like that's very good. That's
Thank
very
you.
good. Wow. That was so good. I even like lost track because that was so good. I'm like, I need time to like reflect on that. That's how good
Thank
that was.
you.
That's how, okay, but that's your like. I love where we're going with this, right? And I think just to look at like other in your creative space, right? How is it like collaborating with God in a way that is like still authentic to you, right? But true to the word. Is there ever any clashes there?
Oh yeah, okay, I hear that. So like I said, I find my identity in God. So I think even a lot of faiths do this. I believe this. Like even the monks. What's that faith called again?
Buddhism.
Buddhism,
Oh, it is.
exactly.
Okay.
Buddhism.
Yeah.
It's this idea that you as a person, you exist within a network of people, or you exist within a higher thinking or frequency, right? So God has made me like an individual. He's given me my own gifts, but those gifts are not to like. Let me start again.
No problem.
Let me start again. You know that scripture that says, whatever you do, whether it be teaching or whatever your gift is, whether it be teaching, listening, or like Paul serving.
Yeah.
Paul like list a bunch of things that people do, and then he says that whatever you do it as if you're doing it for the Lord and serve the Lord. So there's a lot of like. Let me give you a practical example. I felt like wearing certain things. Like I used to have a nose ring.
Oh, okay.
I used to have a nose ring, and I used to wear earrings all the time, and I wanted to get like more piercings and like, because I thought that really expresses who I am. And I'm not in any way saying that if you're a Christian you can't have a nose ring or you can't have tattoos. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that God has had to grow me and nurture me in saying that for you, Thuba, I don't want you to have that kind of appearance. And it was hard. It was so hard. It was so hard. Like, I don't even wear earrings anymore. I took out the nose ring. I'm like, I decided not to get a tattoo. And so I guess like practical things like that where I want to do that stuff, but God says that, okay, for you, you can't do that stuff because you think that that's going to make you more attractive or more appealing to people.
I see.
You know, so I guess it's just being obedient and understanding why God says the stuff he does.
And I think I love what you said, because it speaks to submission. That even though you're creative and you want to express yourself, you're submitting your creativity to God.
Exactly.
And that might seem like contradictory, but it's actually not. That's not really, really amazing.
It's not like actually you making me think about something I haven't thought about in a long time. So yeah, I think it's like for each person has the next person can say, oh, I can't really do braids, you know, because God said that for you you can't do braids for this specific reason. You know, just maybe like I'm at a job and you know the nose ring gets in the way. I don't know, like God has his ways. God has his ways, but you know, it's just being obedient and submitting your creativity and your character to Him, because ultimately you don't exist in a realm of yourself. You exist within a bigger thing. Like you need to let God as much as you can. You need to die to yourself, right? You need to die to yourself and let God's spirit be alive in you.
To Christ is to live, and
to live is Christ, to die is gain.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is so beautiful. That is very beautiful. And I think, like, with how you are creative and how your job is kind of to push boundaries in some
Yeah,
level. Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
true?
That's
Okay,
I would say,
okay.
yeah.
To push boundaries, right? How do you like? I think. Okay, let me start here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know like the Great Commission? So like, it's,
To serve, to
yeah,
tell everyone about
yes,
Christ. Yeah.
right. So like, how do you work on that through your kind of like mediums? Because you're always pushing, you're always like trying to meet different people. Is that easy for you to evangelize through your work as well?
Oh
Yeah.
wow. No, it's not
Uh,
easy. It's not easy at
uh,
all because like we live in a fallen world and we live in a
yeah,
space where like a new
yeah.
age, and things like I don't know nihilism. I don't know if
What's
you.
that? I'm so sorry.
Okay, let's stop. Let's stop. Anyways, it's like people think that whatever is true to them is correct, right? So it's really difficult because everyone is coming from different places, and you get afraid, like, oh, okay, what are they gonna think about me? What like are they gonna say that I'm shoving Christianity down their throats?
Yeah.
Like just last month it was Pride Month, and you're like, okay, I want to say something about that, but then how are people gonna
Yeah.
react?
Yeah, I see.
Like, are they gonna be me? Like, so I guess it's like just again it goes back to the submission and obedience. Just trying to really walk the walk of faith because it's really not an easy walk.
It is not. Honestly, that is true. It's not. It's not.
It's really not,
Yeah.
but it's worth it. It's not easy, but it's not heavy.
Yes, burdens light. That is true. That is very true. That's actually a great point. And I think with cosmic media, I think I wanted to speak about how you think. What is your favorite part about those, like spreading people's voices? What is like your favorite part about that?
My favorite part, I guess for me it's just I like to think of people as whole different universes.
Okay.
and like whole different worlds. So for me it's always really nice to get to gain an understanding of the next person and where they come from and what they do, how they express themselves. Like I told you, Cosmic is, I just started, I just launched the idea like in March, so it's still growing. It's nowhere near where it needs to be. But how I approach it, or how I approach my clients, is I want to get an understanding of them, of their story, their beliefs, what they do, how they got to where they are right now. So I guess I'd say my favorite part is understanding who the next person is.
I feel like you just answered yourself, like for the previous like point about how it's hard to like evangelize. I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
Where you have to like learn people. You have to learn,
and like genuinely want to know.
Yes.
And not just shove
Yes,
like Christianity.
Yes.
Genuinely want to know they walk of life.
Yeah. And I was watching this video, like this guy said that Jesus like walked with people, like he went to their houses, he sat with them.
Yeah.
So like that is, I feel like a great point about that. That is very good. That's a very good mindset.
Thank you. Also, I just want to say like, yeah, Jesus really did interact with people.
Yes.
And like, it's difficult to not become religious in Christianity, like not be like the Pharisees.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And not, like I don't judge them because I can see how like even myself I've become like really judgmental and too within religion when Jesus was not like that. Jesus sat with sinners.
Yes.
I was actually reading upon that story like I was actually listening to it. I think it's Paul and some prostitutes hid Paul and I think Silas or Timothy.
Oh, I think I know that. Yes.
Within the city, they she hid them,
Yes.
and God called her righteous.
Yes.
Yet to everyone else, she's a prostitute. How could she be righteous? So just trying to see people how Jesus sees them.
How Jesus sees them. That is
Yeah.
amazing. That is actually amazing. So, I think that we're coming to the close, right? And I think just to speak more on she who wrestles with God. I think that's one of my favorite projects from like what you're doing.
Okay. I really love that project too.
Yeah. So so you can just like speak to like what draws you to it. Why are you so excited about it? Like why do you want that to be in the world? What do you feel like that would do?
Oh, that's
Just speak. Yeah, you just speak to it like.
That's a big question. I'm really excited about She Who Wrestles with God. I think that's my first project that's like completely dedicated to God and like that's completely, without a doubt for God. I'm excited because it just okay. I'm gonna say something that's kind of controversial.
No, it's okay.
I feel as if like within the Christian spaces, it's improved within the last 2 years. Yes, but within the Christian spaces, things are just so corny. Things are just so corny. Like, have you ever tried watching like a Christian movie? Oh my gosh!
I hear you.
It's terrible.
I see.
It's so awful. It's like really bad, and it's like
same trope, same everything. It's just like
oh my gosh, this is so bad.
Yeah, I see. It's played out. I hear.
Like it's so played out. I mean, within the music spaces, things have improved drastically.
Yeah. Yes.
But I feel like even like the visual spaces, things are still quite bad. The only Christian movies that are good are the mainstream ones, and like the mainstream ones, because they mainstream, they have to have actors that are mainstream people.
Yeah, so it's not.
So for example, like Fighting Temptations, it's like it's a really good movie. I love that movie, but it has like mainstream people who are contradictory to like what the message is all about.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm really excited about She Who Wrestles with God. I released the first part and I'm about to release, well, let me not say about to release, but I'm working on the next part. And I want it to be a true, authentic, and quality showing of what God is about. And I just want it to be quality. I don't want people to think that everything that's Christian has to be corny and cheesy. And we're like, praise the Lord. Because we're not like that. We're just like normal people.
Yes.
We're like really normal people, but I feel like people, because of like the stuff that's out, people think we're just like
to put in a box basically.
Yeah, but people think we're just like, I don't know, mediocre churchgoers, long dresses.
And I love that because it is about like expressing yourself, and I think people be so shocked how God is like, he's like so great in terms of how he can orchestrate everything and how he makes everything look. So like imagine if you are like dedicating something to him, that would look so amazing too, and it still looks amazing right now. So I can't wait for that.
Exactly. I want to praise the Lord with the work of my hands.
And that is good. Honestly, I can't wait for that. I
can't wait to, not gonna lie.
I was speaking to like a friend. She didn't know you first, right? And so I sent her your page and like everything.
Okay.
And the one thing she said was like, you are like super cool.
Oh wow!
Right? Like literally, and that's like easy to see, right? And I think like through all the work that you do, it comes off very cool. Right. So does it feel like that for you? How does that feel?
I don't know.
How does it feel being Thuba, basically?
Like I told you, it's a persona. I'm actually really like cheesy. I'm like that. The stuff that I told you about Christians, it's not that it's not true. I'm really corny and cheesy.
But you express it in a cool way.
Thank
honestly.
You.
Yeah.
No, what it's like, it's fulfilling, I guess, because I really can't believe that I'm here. I really can't, like, who would have thought? Not me.
Not us,
Not me.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad to be where I am right now. I'm really glad, like, I think back to my 17-year-old self, and I think back to how I used to scroll through these creators' profiles and like wish to be that. And I wouldn't say I'm that. I'm not where I need to be. Obviously, I'm always growing, but I'm further than I was then. And so, if you think I'm cool, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I worked hard.
And we can see that. you can really see that.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you. I really actually can't believe people think that, because I feel like everything I do is really cringe.
No, it's not. It's not. Please, I hope you don't think. Like, your work is amazing, honestly. It's really good. It's
Thank
really
you. I
good.
appreciate that. Thank you.
And as like a last question, do you have any advice for like Christian creatives starting off, maybe experienced? What advice would you give to them? Just like to end off.
Oh, okay. I just say submit everything to God. Stop trying to like please people. Stop trying to make it about yourself. It's really not about you. Just submit your whole being to the Lord, and let the Holy Spirit just come into you and wholeheartedly. Just like I keep saying this, submit everything to Him.
And it's important. You to hear it. It's very important to say.
Just like just try as much as you can to learn about God. That's how it's like learn who He is, because I feel like at the start of my Christian faith, I didn't have an understanding of the Bible. I know like verses, but like the whole concepts, the whole story, I didn't have an understanding of that.
I see.
And so I just say like learn God's character, learn about who He is. Because He already knows you, and He already loves you so much. So, like a relationship is a two-way street. So just learn about Him, and then from there you'll be able to work more accordingly. Work, okay, this is who God is. This is what how I'm supposed to act according to that. Like before January last year, I didn't even know the Proverbs 31 what it said. So like, it's a bit hard to not be of the world or work like. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that it's difficult to work according to God and to His laws and to His character when you don't even know who He is. So I'd say just really learn who God is, and like once you do that, submit everything to Him, and He will make your path straight. Trust me.
That is true. That is so beautiful. Thuba, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.